The Denver Nuggets are officially out of the playoffs, and I'm over here thinking, wow, you were up 58-38 early in the third quarter, and Minnesota goes on a 60-32 run in their building. Not only that, Denver lost 3 home games in this series, a place where they were invincible last year. When you go to Denver, the altitude, the home court advantage is a real thing for Denver. So first off, shout out to the Timberwolves. I'm really happy for their fan base. Anthony Edwards, this guy is a superstar, and he is going to be the face of the league. To me, he should be the face of the league. Karl Anthony Towns, this guy shows up, keeps them in the game. Without his offense, they're not winning Game 7. What derailed Denver from going back to back? Well, first off, bench production. You lose Bruce Brown last year. Jeff Green walks as well. Now the depth of Denver is gone. So you're relying more on Jokic and Murray to get your baskets, and you're relying on guys like Reggie Jackson, who didn't play a lot last year in their playoff run, Christian Brown, who was solid for them during their run, and Holiday. And your backup big is DeAndre Jordan, who didn't play. Your front court has problems because you have to play Jokic a lot of minutes. You don't have a lot of shot creators on this team. Like MPJ, he's a good shooter, but he can't just take somebody off the dribble consistent enough and get a bucket or to the rim enough. There's a lot of cutting. Aaron Gordon, he is awesome defensively. He's tough. He gets the hustle plays. But again, Denver lacked a lot of depth. When I'm looking at this team, MPJ, he was phenomenal against the Lakers. I mean, he was their second best player, in my opinion, in that series. I mean, he shoots 37% from the field, 32% from three. Early in the game, when Minnesota was up 10-5, I just thought Minnesota's going to win this game. And even though Denver went on the run, I was like, okay, maybe it's not their night. But there was a sequence when they were up 20. I noticed Minnesota's defense start to turn it up. See, how Minnesota gets back in games or how they go on their runs is predicated from their defense. Their offense isn't the greatest. They're 16th overall in offensive rating. But what gets them going is their defensive intensity. And when they started to pick up their pace and bring more pressure, Jokic was having a hard time scoring. They went through like a 4 or 5 minute drought, and Minnesota just got back in the game because of their defense. So again, Denver, what they need to work on is adding some bench pieces, especially a backup big. They need a backup to give Jokic some rest. Another thing is get another scorer on the wing who can create for themselves. Jamal Murray is great at that, but he's a smaller guard, so you can put a guy like Jaden McDaniels on him, pressure him, make it hard for him to get buckets. So Denver, is it a failure for them? You could say that. But will they be back? They're going to be back. Does it discredit their title run last year? No. You see, when I hear narratives about, oh, you played the Minnesota Timberwolves and you played the Phoenix Suns and then you played the LA Lakers and the Miami Heat, you can't control who's in front of you. I think that's such a casual conversation when they're saying, oh, these players are injured and you're going against easy competition. It is not the team's fault who they play in front of them. You have to beat them. You have to execute. It's not like Denver built a super team. They traded for Aaron Gordon. They drafted Nikola Jokic. They drafted Jamal Murray. They drafted Michael Porter Jr. And they have built this team in a small market, mind you. They have owned the Lakers the last 2 years. They just ran into a better team. And the president of the Minnesota Timberwolves, it's amazing because he came from Denver to Minnesota and has built this team to beat Denver. And he's accomplished that goal. And now Minnesota's in the Western Conference Finals. Unbelievable. And Denver, again, I think they'll be back. I don't think this is their last trip in the playoffs. They will be back next year. Wouldn't be surprised if they win it next year either because I think Nikola Jokic, 14 points in the fourth quarter. He was phenomenal. Of course, he missed some open threes, but Minnesota's defense was that good. We have to give credit to Minnesota because they were just phenomenal on the defensive side of the ball. Championship level defense. That's what they're displaying to me. And I'm excited for the rest of this conference finals because we got new teams in. Of course, the Celtics have been there. We'll see if they can actually finish the job. 4 teams that have never won a championship, and one of them is going to win. It's awesome to watch. It's good for the league. I don't understand, though, the hate on Denver because, again, they play great basketball. They don't rely on threes. They run their offense. They get quality shots. They make you beat them. Even down the stretch, Minnesota still had to execute, and they did it by locking them up on the defensive side of the ball. So does this mean we have to hate on Denver so much? I just don't get it. Jokic has 3 MVPs. It's amazing. I think the last time an MVP winner won a championship was back in 2014, 15. Don't quote me on that, but I know it's been a long time. So I don't think you want MVP going into the playoffs because that's just doesn't end up really well. I think for Denver, they need to look at this past season and go, okay, we had an opportunity and you're up 20 in your building. They go on a 60-32 run. That's yikes. That's not good. I just think it comes down to you got to have more bodies on the court. You need depth. You can run Jokic and Murray all you want, but they're going to start to wear down. And Murray, as good as he is, he needs another guy next to him who can create shots and take that responsibility off of him. And also off of Jokic. Caldwell Pope, I think, is really good. He was a great pickup for them. Aaron Gordon is good. They have the right pieces. Like when you look at this team, they're going to be fine. But I think what will help them stay relevant is to get more bench help and obviously get a big in there, not some guy. DeAndre Jordan's past his prime. Like he just get rid of him. Find another guy who can come in and give Jokic some good minutes. Just give some good minutes for you when Jokic isn't on the court. And I think Christian Brown will be fine. But I think the Nuggets just need to look at this bench and go, we got to make some improvements. We got to make some upgrades. And we can't just rely heavily on Jokic and Jamal Murray. It's just not going to be the best fit. Hey, they were 1 win away from the conference finals. It's not like they're trash now. Let's not go that far. This team is still going to be dangerous next year. I just think Denver needs to look at the roster and go, okay, we've got Christian Brown. I like him. We have Reggie Jackson. He was okay. But we need some more firepower on the offensive side of the ball. Aaron Gordon, a solid glue guy, anchors that defense. But let's add another athletic wing who can not only shoot the three, but can create for himself off the dribble and get to his spot. Because Jamal Murray, he can do that, but he can start to get worn down because he's a smaller guard. And, we have an athletic guy like Jaden McDaniels, or let's say you throw Tatum at him or Jaylen Brown. It can start to wear on you. And, he had the calf injury against the Lakers, and that might have hurt him. So I think Denver, you improve that bench. You get a big and another guy who can create for himself. Because, again, MPJ, I think he's good. I don't think he's a bust or anything. He ran into a better team. Jaden McDaniels was just, oh, gosh, he's so good on defense. Denver could use another shot creator just to help alleviate that pressure for Jokic and Murray, and they'll be right back in it. Like you think about last year, you had Jeff Green giving them good minutes. Bruce Brown was a versatile defender, and he could, create for himself a little bit, and he was a spark plug off the bench. That's what Denver needs again. They get that, they're probably going to win it next year. I do have Minnesota winning it all, even though I'm a Boston fan. It's so tough for me to say that, but they have that look, and it's just obvious. Do I want to be wrong? Of course. But I also want to be objective here. I just think Minnesota is that good to me. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. What do you think about Denver losing in Game 7? Do you think this is going to be their last postseason run? Do you think there's going to be another title in the future for them? What roster moves should they make? Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.